Welcome to Create the Edge. It's an absolute honor and an utter pleasure to have four of our stalwarts from Yusuf and my network on this show for you all today.
It really is a pleasure, and we'd like to thank four of our friends from the other side of the world, quite literally. Three of them are from the United States and one of them is from Canada. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Chris Jackson from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, owner and CEO of True North Financial and Tucker Financial, which is serving clients presently in 14 states. His companies have recently been recognized as one of the fastest growing investment firms in the United States of America. So thank you so much, Chris, for joining in today on this episode. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
A pleasure, Chris. Next, I'd like to welcome dear friend Sidney Jones from West Bloomfield, Michigan, who focuses on improving the quality of life and well-being of others by enabling personal growth and self-reliance through the practice of self-awareness and compassion. Thank you so much, Sidney. I must say we've been connected for a little while, and it's such a pleasure to actually speak face-to-face. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, Sidney. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
A pleasure. Next up, we have Tom Frederick from Plainsboro, New Jersey, who's a regional sales director of Corecentive, which focuses on the design, execution, and fulfillment of employee recognition, rewards programs, and sales incentive initiatives. So these programs are designed to generate positive, productive work environments and support organizational performance objectives, which is very, very interesting. And Tom, I will definitely go into a little bit more regarding what you exactly do and how it's actually helping boost employee morale. So thank you very much, Tom, for joining us it's a pretty late in the evening as well for you. So really, really appreciate the time that you've taken out of your busy schedule to join us on the show.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's a great pleasure.
Our pleasure, Tom. Thank you so much. And last but definitely not the least, we got dear brother man from Toronto, Canada, Bobby Umar, who is a household name he's a mega Twitterati. Should I call that Twitterati? Yes, literati, Twitterati. Yeah, there you go. So Bobby, who has featured in Inc. magazine's top 100. He specializes in personal branding and networking. He's an author and a well-renowned keynote speaker, not just from having done 5 TEDx talks, which is absolutely brilliant, Bobby. So, congratulations once again for that. I love the last one, which is on hugs. Wow, that was absolutely brilliant. How to change someone's life in 20 seconds. So that is so powerful, man. So powerful. And but he also coaches speakers, and he was named Twitter Marketing Rockstar among many other accolades that Bobby has to his credit. So thank you once again, Bobby, for joining us, and we thank each and every one of you gentlemen for taking the time out of your schedule today.
Very excited to be here. Super excited.
Pleasure.
Awesome, Bobby. So without further ado, we'd love to actually discuss a little bit more regarding who you all are. I mean, we all have this persona, and I like to put it as real life and real life, right? And there are so many people who sometimes, they don't, resonate with each other's real and real life. But, it's been a pleasure to know all four of you to a certain extent personally as well. And we'd love for you to share something that your network, that Joy and I would ideally not know. And we would have no idea about. So tell us something about yourself that, would blow our minds. And who is the person behind the persona?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this opportunity. And you guys look like a bunch of fun. So, I'm just enjoying this to be around you. And I like this setup.
Awesome.
From my perspective, in my world, what I contend with is really the major challenges of life. And, in my personal life, particularly, my wife actually had developed cancer or was diagnosed with cancer this year. And so it's really about taking struggles and situations that bring you into this state of feeling like, hey, this is big, right? This could take us out. This could really jeopardize our family. How do you deal with those situations? And in my life, I've dedicated my life to really self-awareness, to really having an understanding of the true value of life and how to simplify life. And so this experience with the cancer and my wife and the family, it's really about taking that experience and making meaning out of it. And I tell you right now, this has been the best summer we've had, in spite of the 3 surgeries and the chemo treatment that just finished up. I mean, we had some unbelievable transformations throughout this process. And so what I like to do is take those real life experiences that I've undergone and went through and that happened throughout my family, and take those experiences and the wisdom and insight that comes out of those experiences and try to help them. And so when you see my post happen, it's happening out of those, happening when I'm folding clothes, or I'm giving my daughter a bath because my wife, has to rest and heal, right? And so the transformation that is happening in me, I try to help others with. Now there's another flip side to this, where there's this monetary process where I can my skills to develop applications and build cloud systems and be able to actually have a business serving my clients in a professional way. And it's still a life of simplicity. It's about still gaining wisdom and insight, understanding who you are, your self-awareness, your talents, putting that together and saying, what are some needs I can meet, really having some empathetic congruence, connecting to executives and business leaders, and being able to serve their needs effectively in a simple way, because I understand the pain points directly. And so by taking my real experiences in my life and how I built my own business, how I manage teams, I try to use that to help companies, the way I deal with my family and my kids and enjoy and have fun and connect. I try to use that same energy to help others as well. So it's all about leveraging. It's about leveraging every circumstance and situation and condition in my life to be more constructive to someone else as well as myself. So it's an empowering process.
That's beautifully said. That's beautifully said, actually. I love that that empathetic leveraging aspect that you actually discussed, Sidney, which is very powerful. And my heart goes out to you and your family, having come from a family of cancer survivors and victims myself. So I do understand it is not it's a very hard journey. But, especially in today's world and in the advances of medicine in today's world, we do wish your wife a very speedy recovery, and hopefully things are going to get better. And but you
recovered very well.
That's really good to know. And you brought up such an important point. Like, in one phrase, I'm going to try and sum it up. Every cloud has a silver lining as long as you are able to keep your focus on trying to find the positives in negatives. So thank you for sharing that, Sidney. That was a very vulnerable share from your part. Really appreciate it. Thank you, and wishing your wife a very speedy recovery and good health. So really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sidney.
I have more experiences to share, so we'll
of course, absolutely, and we're looking forward.
We'll talk about that stuff. Absolutely.
We're looking forward. We're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to that.